planners and bullet journals, art projects, organized planner chic.
Well, hello! I welcome you to Organized Planner Chic. I'm Lucinda, and today I'm going to show you how I make loaded craft folders for my Organized Planner Chic Etsy shop. And we're going to start off with a lot of different supplies that I have right here that you'll need. And the first thing really is some sort of template. You can create your own, or you can download them from different sites. Different people sell them. This one in particular, for the ones that I'm doing right here, I made one out of a Dollar Tree plastic back to school folder, and I just made it, traced it over this is an A5 size, so I traced it around an A5 dashboard that I had to make sure it was the right size. And you see when you cut it there, the pockets that come on the original folder are no longer adhered to on the side, so it becomes a perfect template for it, and it has the pockets already set up there for me. So then you're going to also need some craft paper. And the craft paper that I'm using came from a paper pack from Michael's. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So you're definitely going to need one sheet to be your main sheet of paper for your craft folder, and then a few different ones for all the different types of decor that you're going to need. I also used some of the cutaways, and this one in particular that says Hello Fall was a full sheet, but I fussy cut it around that to make what I wanted to fit, and then these couple of cutaways. And so we're just going to move that over to the side. There are a few more things. So you're going to need some really good tacky tape. I got this one in particular from Dollar Tree, but I haven't been able to find it anymore. So I bought some more from Hobby Lobby. And then some regular double-sided tape, but still a good strong kind. This is the Duck brand, and I got that from Hobby Lobby as well. And then a corner rounder. You don't have to have a corner rounder, but I like to round my corners, so if you do, you'll need that. You'll need a pencil for sure to trace around for your template. You're going to need something to hold your template in place around the paper, so I've got here some little binder clips and some scissors. You'll also need a couple other things I forgot to mention you'll see here later, like a paper trimmer. At least I use one. So we're going to go ahead and speed this up. You're going to fold, this is an A5 size, so I'm folding it in half. I'm not going to have to cut around the sides of this for the 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and I was just using a bone folder to smooth out the edges. If you don't have a bone folder, you can just use like a pen or a pencil. Just make sure whatever you use isn't highly pigmented, because whenever you roll that over the fold, some of that pigment or that ink or dye rather might come off on the paper. So I'm using my binder clips to hold everything in place, and I think I repositioned this a few different times because I wanted to make sure that I got it right aligned on that fold perfectly, because otherwise if you don't, then whenever you go to fold everything after you get your template all on there and you cut all your trimming for your sides, and sometimes it won't line up, and then your craft folder won't be perfect, which is fine if it's just for you at home. But if you're selling it like I am on my shop, then you definitely want to make sure everything's correct. So then I'm trimming away where I use my template, and I like to use my scissors up to a certain point, and then you'll see I'm going to use the X-Acto knife because I don't want to overcut, because again, I'm selling this and I want to make sure everything looks really good. And so here we go, my X-Acto knife. My head's probably going to be in the way a little bit. I'm sorry about that, because my eyesight is not the best. So I'm going to cut that and trim it as good as I can, and then if I see little pieces of anything out of the way, I use my scissors to kind of improve on that a little bit. And then I'm going to fold, and I make sure my folds are good before I add any of my tape. And because if the folds need to be even, you need to be able to fold it like I'm doing right here, and everything looks like it's lined up. And make sure you don't fold too hard when you're first starting, otherwise you can't really fix it. Once that fold creases in there, you can't fix it. So here I'm using that really tacky tape, and I'm just going to do the outside of both of the pockets, because you want to be able to slide things in sideways and top to bottom in these pockets, so you don't want it to be too tight of a pocket. And then you're just going to pull this little top tab and make sure, again, everything is lined up on the edges and that everything folds really nicely. Trying to get that little piece of tab off of there. make sure it's all lined up well, and then using my bone folder again, make sure everything's really nice and crisp. And then I had a little piece sticking up right in there, a little bit of pencil, and I've just trimmed it. Make sure everything looks really good. All right, so then I'm going to cut at the top there. And these folds, those little triangles that I cut out, is because your elastic in your traveler's notebooks will wear down that paper if you don't have that on there already. So then it'll last a long time, and it won't just keep bending up and damaging the paper. And then right here I'm just measuring for, because these are loaded craft folders, so I am just measuring all of the other little pieces that I want to go inside of the white part that make it really nice and decorative and fun. And then I'm going to use my paper trimmer, there we go, to trim those pieces so they're pretty straight. And still sometimes when I use my paper trimmer I have to do it a few times because I don't always get everything perfectly straight, but I did okay this time. I've just lined everything where I want it to go, and then I'm going to take my other double-sided tape that's not as tacky, and you'll see why here in a moment. I mean, it's perfect, it holds really well once you secure it, but you can move it a little bit. That tacky tape, you cannot move it. Once you get it on the paper, if you put any pressure, I mean at all, once you get it on there, it is stuck. So here I'm going to be maybe wanting to double check my positioning. Oh, and I did use my corner rounder. When you do that, when you already have tape on, you want to make sure that the tape is facing you and not facing the corner rounder, or otherwise it'll get stuck. So yeah, with this tape I can position and reposition a little bit, and until I put the good pressure on, then I don't then it's not permanently stuck. I can move it, but once I put a lot of good pressure on there, then it's solid, it's stuck on there, and it will last a very, very long time. And then I've got this last piece going on here. No, that's the second to the last piece. This one's going to go on that side. Then I have one more piece, again making sure I got good pressure, and then I've got this last piece that's going to go there on the far right, and then it's all loaded on the inside. So now I think we just have the front that I want to do a little piece of decor on, and there. And on this one, I'm going to use the tacky tape because I feel like pockets and then anything that's around that corner where you're always lifting and opening, you want to have extra stability. So this is amazingly tacky tape. I promise you, there's no way it's ever going to come apart. And I'm making sure that I'm getting every single edge on there, even that little bitty piece that's open right there. I'm going to get that, and then I'm going to, of course, peel all of that top layer off to get to the tacky part all the way around. And then I'm going to line this up carefully because I can't put too much pressure. Like I'm barely tapping on there until I get it where I want, and then it's secure. All right, so everything's there, and I'm going to use my corner rounder all the way around. Make sure everything looks nice and neat and pretty, strong. And there we go. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. All my subscribers get an additional discount from my Organized Planner Chic Etsy shop, and that discount is in the comments below. And there's a new one every month. And check out my Facebook group, Organized Planner Chic Crew, where you get a free coloring page. Happy planning, everyone.